It's my vinyl update for July 2023. Ahoy hoy everybody, and welcome to another vinyl update. Another month gone already. So July 2023, lots to show in this video, but unlike the other one, I won't spread it across two parts because more than half of it I have shown during the month. It's my haul from my holiday, so I will, as usual, show the stuff I haven't shown first. I'll try and do this as quickly as possible because it's still a fair bit, but nearly all new vinyl that I haven't shown. So first up, from Slice of Vinyl, my local record shop, for £8 less my discount, so £7.20. I picked up this Bond compilation. This was released in 1973. The special 10th anniversary edition James Bond collection. The original motion picture soundtracks from Dr. No, From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, Thunderball, You Only Live Twice, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and Diamonds Are Forever. I said 73, didn't I? I meant 72. Sorry. So it's just excerpts, the themes for, and then excerpts from the soundtracks to each of those films, spread over 2 discs. Nothing I don't think I've already got, but for the collection was a definite pickup on United Artists. You know, well-worn copy, but certainly nothing that should have an impact on play. And the only other pre-loved that I haven't already shown this month, I picked up a couple of days ago, also from a Slice of Vinyl, and that's Mama Cass's Dream a Little Dream of Me, for again £8, so £7.20. So I like Mamas and Papas a lot, particularly Mama Cass. No inner sleeve on this one. This was from Slice of Vinyl as well, in case you hadn't spotted. But records, again, you know, it's been played, but nothing really physical on there. But yeah, looking forward to listening to that. Okay, so now we move on to the new vinyl, a lot of it which is new releases, a couple aren't. So, Taylor Swift has brought out the latest in a line of re-recordings of her early albums, for her Taylor's versions, to get back at her former record company, and we're on to Speak Now. And it came in 3 different vinyl versions, all in different shades of purple, and me being me, I've bought them all through a Slice of Vinyl, all $41.99 each. So this is the violet version. So what I'll do, I'll show you the whole package on this, and on the other 2 I'll just show the vinyl. So being a lover of purple, I do like these releases aesthetically. That's the violet version. How to get in? Thank you. I'll sort that afterwards. This is the lilac version. See, unlike Midnight, where all the different colours are different artwork as well, the artwork's the same on all of these. and the orchid version. This is probably my favourite shade of purple across the three, but it's probably got the least interesting marbling. Okay, I mentioned these last month, I think it was, that I'd pre-ordered these, if not the month before. Latest batch of Kinks reissues have come out, and they've sort of a little gap in my collection that I didn't have, so I pre-ordered them through their website. So Preservation Act 1 from 1973. So this is just a single sleeve, a lyric sheet, polylined sleeve, and BMG. Then from 74, Preservation Act 2, this is gatefold. Again, plain polylined inners. I won't show you the vinyl because it's just black vinyl, and you all know what black vinyl looks like. This time a 4-page lyric booklet, obviously being a longer album. That's the second disc. And from 75, Soap Opera. And again, this is gatefold. Just a single disc, and again, nothing particularly interesting there. So the lyrics are on the packaging for that one. Then we have a new album by PJ Harvey, which I bought through a slice of vinyl, on vinyl and CD, but I haven't listened to either yet, so I can't comment on the album yet. It came out the day before I went on holiday, so I never got a chance to listen to it then, and it's just sort of gone in the pile instead. I Inside the Old Year Dying is the name of it. I did hear actually though, in the front is a little booklet with the lyrics. One of the record shops I went in when I was on holiday, Tallbird in Chesterfield, were playing it, so I have heard a bit of it, but not fully concentrating on it. Blur have released their new album, The Ballad of Darren. I have bought every variant on vinyl plus the deluxe CD. Through their website I got a slip mat as well. So I haven't heard the full album, I've heard the singles, and I've heard them play them live because I went to see them at Wembley. This is the deluxe edition, which is only available through their website. So this is basically a replica of the deluxe CD, but obviously much bigger. So it comes with a lyric booklet with illustrations that I'll quickly flick through. And then we get a big fold out poster of the cover. What I didn't know sort of a bit of an added bonus. It comes with a CD copy of the deluxe version of the album. Wouldn't have stopped me buying the deluxe CD anyway. Also comes with a 7-inch single which contains the 2 extra tracks that make it deluxe. Excuse me. Which is the Swan and the Rabbi. And a nice little sleeve. And then the vinyl itself is a smoky grey and black translucent, which is very nice. So yeah, that was the deluxe version, which, as I say, is only available from our website. And this is the standard black vinyl, which again I got through their website as part of a bundle. So yeah, the lyrics are just on and inner on this one. This is the indie exclusive blue vinyl, which I got from my local record store, Slice of Vinyl. Which is identical, apart from blue vinyl. Because I was one of the first 3 people to pick up their copy, I didn't think I would be because I didn't get there until lunchtime. I also got a poster of the album art, you know, and an advertisement for it. It will be going on there when I get round to it, so in a future video you'll see it in the background. This must be the Amazon exclusive red vinyl version by process of elimination. Oops, sorry for knocking my next tripod. And then literally arriving up this morning on July 31st. This is through Blood Records. So it came just like this. They package theirs. They always package the vinyl separately from the album. Which is weird because it's the only one that's actually come. Yeah, you can just see it there. With a bit of ring wear. So they probably would have been better off doing it otherwise. This is the picture disc version. It's a zoetrope, however you say it, version, which never really look good. They never look like you think they will when you're playing them. But for the collection, I wanted every variant. It's a limited edition. Yeah, limited edition of 10,000. I've got number 1444. I believe that's every variant of the vinyl. If anybody knows of one I'm missing, please let me know. From Slice of Vinyl, this was a new release a couple of weeks ago. This is Studio One 007, licensed to Scar, James Bond and other film soundtracks and TV themes. So, a few years back, a 7-inch box set of this came out for Record Store Day. This is $27.99. I know I haven't been saying prices. If anybody really cares and didn't spot them, just ask and I'll fish them out for you. Yeah, 7-inch version of this came out for Record Store Day. I nearly bought it but never did. Although I do know who did buy the one copy that the record shop I went to had. So Kieran had just ordered this in, saw it was coming out, ordered it in, thought it might be a bit of me. When he was doing his live video on Thursday night, as he always does, showing off the new releases, as he showed it, he said, I think this will be a bit of you, Martin. And I messaged him and said, yes, please. So I picked that up. So yeah, it's Scar versions of Bond music, but also Dr. Kildare and Dick Tracy and Guns of Navarone and Fiddler on the Roof and all sorts of film-related ones, but quite a lot of Bond ones there. Whilst I was in there picking that up and Blur, I think it was, I saw that he keeps getting a copy of this in and it's selling quickly. And I regularly check for it, and he actually had a copy in stock, so I nabbed it. This is a soundtrack to Labyrinth, starring David Bowie, $26.99. So I have this on CD. I love the film. It's a favourite of mine and a lot of people, and a lot of people I know and care about as well, funnily enough. But yeah, I've wanted to grab a decent copy of this because I do love it, basically. So Slice of Vinyl weekend just gone, as in ending the 30th. Had a little sale on. They're basically trying to clear some room. So load of stock that either they'd ordered in for people and then most people had never picked up, or just stuff that they'd ordered too many copies of and didn't sell, and some excess record store day stock and things like that. They put on sale, knocked a fair bit off, and I picked up a few titles in there whilst I was in there picking other stuff up. So this is Gary Moore's A Different Beat. So this was originally $32.99. I paid 20 quid for it. So I'm a fan of Gary Moore anyway, primarily his blues work. This was one of his later albums, before his death, obviously. First ever vinyl release of it came out in 1999, I think. And it was a bit experimental. It sort of mixed blues and dance music, and so it was controversial. Haven't listened to it yet, but happy to give it a go. It's on a nice translucent orange. Also picked up, basically ever since this has come out, Kieran's been banging on about what a great soundtrack album it is. I've not seen the film. I do want to. And he's not a fan of the film. But it went down from $22.99 to £15. And this is the soundtrack to Baz Luhrmann's Elvis film. So it's a couple of Elvis tracks, but also some more contemporary artists covering them, from Stevie Nicks and Chris Isaac, Casey Musgroves, Doja Cat, Eminem with CeeLo Green, Monoskin, is that how you say it? Them anyway. Jack White and various other people. Credit sheet. Did I show the gatefold? It's just a big version of the cover, really. Black non-lined sleeve. So Elbow I like a fair bit, and I have 4 or 5 of their albums, but they're not sort of a band who I'm rushing to get, but at the right price I will pick up any of their stuff, and $19.99 is definitely a right price. Gone down from $29.99 for Build a Rocket Boys. Which I know is quite a few people's favourite Elbow album, so I'm looking forward to listening to it. The sort of thing that lets me down with Elbow, and I know I've mentioned this before, is that I think One Day Like This is pretty much a perfect song, and it's probably in my top 10 songs ever, and so I can't help but compare everything else to that. But I do always enjoy their albums when I listen to them. So my main reason for going in last Friday was to pick up the new Prince reissues. So I'm not quite sure the rhyme or reason between what titles they're reissuing, but they're reissuing 5 titles, I think it is. 3 of them are this week, and 2 of them are either next month or the month after. But the 3 they reissued this week were his debut, For You. These cost $29.99 each, which has permanently been available on vinyl since 2016, I think it is, anyway, when they reissued his early works. Nice polyline sleeve, and the original Burbank label. So why they felt the need to reissue this when they're not doing just a straight chronological reissue, I don't know, but for the collection I had to get it. I wasn't going to initially, I was just going to get the third one that you'll see in a minute, but then I thought, sod it. Love Sexy I can sort of understand, because they've done up to Sign of the Times and stopped there, and Love Sexy was the next album. So that does make sense, although it is an easy album to find. It's probably the album I see most regularly in record shops. You know, used copies of. Again, comes with a replica of the original inner, and then the album in a polyline sleeve, and with the correct Paisley Park label, although it has, you know, been updated with the correct logos for the time, for now. And then the exciting one, the one that I was definitely going to get as soon as it was announced, is Come, which is definitely a top 10 Prince album for me. Same era as Gold Experience, which, as many of you know, is my favourite album of all time. And a lot of these tracks were at times. These were released more or less simultaneously, and they were recorded at the same time, basically. And some of the tracks from this were on early configurations of Gold and vice versa. So yeah, this I sort of, you know, understand them reissuing, because it did come out on vinyl back in '94, but a very limited release, and it now originals go for £200 plus, which is why I don't already have a copy of it on vinyl. So yeah, this sort of made sense to be reissued. That's what I wish they would do, is sort of reissue or do first vinyl issues of sort of this period onwards, where the vinyl's hard to find, which they started doing. Who knows their logic. Also out last week, which was another must buy for me, $43.99. This is Joni Mitchell at Newport. Is that just what it's called? Yes. Featuring the Joni Jam. So after her illness, she came and made an appearance at the Newport Folk Festival on July 24th, 2022. And it appeared on YouTube, and everybody just basically loved it and was reminded about how great Joni Mitchell is. So thankfully it's been released on vinyl, and probably on CD as well. I'm not sure, to be honest. If it is, I need to get it. So I'm looking forward to hearing this, because it was just, you know, very emotional performance after, yes, you know, we nearly didn't have Joni Mitchell anymore, and then to have her back, not just back, but singing and playing guitar and what have you, and clearly being adored by all the people around her, was a very emotional thing to watch. Get in. Did I show you the gatefold? I think I did, didn't I? And then finally, for the stuff I haven't shown, oh, that's not too bad. This is another thing that just turned up this morning. This is the new album by Dexys, formerly Dexys Midnight Runners, as it says on the stickers. Dexys FKA, formerly known as Dexys Midnight Runners. The Feminine Divine. So this I bought through The Sound of Vinyl. So it was advertised as coming with a signed print, and I had to pay an extra penny for that signed print. But then I got a refund for that penny a few days ago, and I thought, that's weird. And then a follow-up email saying that in the manufacturing process, it had changed from a signed print to a signed sleeve. So Kevin Rowland's signed the sleeve there, which is fine by me. It's better, really. So this is the Midnight Blue, is that what they call it? Yeah, Midnight Blue vinyl, which is a bit light for a Midnight Blue from me, but it is slightly marbled as well, although you can't really see that on the camera. But midnight blue, I would think, you know, midnight is when it's darkest, so it should be a darker blue. But yeah, looking forward to listening to that one. So that's everything I haven't already shown. Everything else is what I picked up when I was in Nottinghamshire and went to record shops in Nottingham, Derby and Chesterfield, and a charity shop in Warsop, which is where my dad lives, who I was staying with. If you've watched those videos, there's nothing here you haven't seen, you can go. Thank you for watching. See you on another video. If you haven't, I'm going to quickly whiz through these. There is a lot. It's a pile about so big, all pre-loved. I will literally just show you. I'm not going to show any vinyl or anything. If you want to see them in more detail, watch the videos where they're in. I'll mention cities, or you know, places where I bought them. So in Chesterfield, an 80s pressing of Prince's second album, self-titled. An 80s pressing of Controversy. An 80s pressing of 1999, or because I didn't have 80s pressings of those, I've only had reissues. The James Bond 21st Anniversary from Dr. No to Octopussy instrumental album, so instrumental versions of the Bond themes up to 1983. The Octopussy soundtrack, the For Your Eyes Only soundtrack, the Diamonds Are Forever soundtrack, 12-inch of Pretenders, If There Was a Man, which is from Living Daylights, Queen at the Beeb. Well, these have got a little bit out of order. These are from Nottingham. So Son of Dracula soundtrack, Harry Nilsson. John Martin's Inside Out. 12-inch of Extreme, Rest in Peace. 12-inch promo of Sleeper, Nice Guy Eddie. Stevie Wonder's Jungle Fever soundtrack. The Beach Boys' Love You, American pressing. 12-inch single Sheila E. with a special medley of The Glamorous Life, Sister Fate and Love Bazaar. Rutland Times from Rutland Weekend Television. James Bond in Action, thriller themes from Thunderball, Goldfinger, From Russia with Love, Dr. No by Roland Shaw and his orchestra. Thunderball, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and Other Secret Agent themes. Warning Boobs, John Barry Revisited. Scott Walker, Scott sings songs from his TV series. "12-inch single, Morris Day, The Oak Tree." 12-inch promo, Maserati, 100 Miles Per Hour, written by Prince. Back to Chesterfield, Paul Simon and Rhythm of the Saints. For Your Pleasure, is it? I wish they put their titles on my sleeves. Not even on the spine. Roxy Music, is that For Your Pleasure? I think that's For Your Pleasure. If it's not, whatever that one's called. Miles Davis, You're Under Arrest. Huey Lewis and Manu, self-titled debut. I think it's their debut anyway, certainly self-titled. This was from the same shop as the first little lot I showed. Purple Rain 12-inch original pressing. I only had a reissue of this. Derby, Prince, Thieves in the Temple. No, not Thieves in the Temple. New Power Generation 12-inch single. It's a standard single, not the maxi single. Prince, Little Red Corvette. Automatic and International Lover. The negative sleeve, as I call it. Wendy and Lisa, Fruit at the Bottom. Kid Creole and the Coconuts. Private Waters in the Great Divide. Melanie's Not Just Another Pretty Face. Melanie's As I See It Now. Melanie at Carnegie Hall. From charity shop in Warsop, 50 popular TV themes. Rod Stewart's greatest hits, 49p each they cost. There's more from that shop coming up in a second. Back to Nottingham, Derek and Clive's Ad Nauseum in the original Sick Bag. And Miles Davis and Milt Jackson Quintet Sextet. From Derby, same shop as the other Derby stuff, Divine Comedy Becoming More Like Alfie 7-inch single. And from Nottingham, Prince Most Beautiful Girl in the World is an upgrade copy for me. Bangles Manic Monday, Divine Comedy Jerusalem, and Dr. Fink and the Mystery Band tribute, just a couple of Beatles tributes played by Prince's former keyboardist. And then also from the charity shop in Warsop, again these were 45p each. This 10-disc box set, Superstars of the 60s and 70s. This 8-disc set, easy listening hits of the 60s and 70s. And this 10-disc set, Golden Memories of the 60s, 45p each. So there you go. That was my haul for July. God knows where it's all going to go. I'm getting, well, not that close, but it's getting to the stage where I need to start thinking about room. But not just yet. But yeah, massive haul, which I was kind of expecting, you know, or I certainly had hopes for. I didn't realise we'd be doing quite as much record shopping on my holidays, but I'm glad we did. As for August, I'm not sure what's coming out, to be honest. I know there's some CD box sets coming out that I've pre-ordered, but I don't know about vinyl. There's a record fair that Slice of Vinyl are hosting this coming weekend, so I'll be going to that. So hopefully I'll pick up a few bits there. But otherwise, who knows? But yeah, thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.